Team, both as a player, and then obviously we get time with Neil Lennon as part of the coaching staff. We're going to be talking all about it. Tell me, let's go back to you. Signing, can anybody remember this man's debut? 5-1, right. So you come in the day before that game, is that right? How did you hear about Celtic's interest?
Okay, you can hear me. Bear with me, you know, my English is a wee bit rusty. I've not been in Scotland for like a bit more than a year, so I'm gonna get there, you know, anyway, my English. So just tell me if you can't understand me. No, listen, at the time, we were winning the league with my childhood club, AIK Sweden. And obviously by scoring the goal against England as well, you know, with Sweden. I know, that was brilliant. Great header. David Seaman, he was shit scared. No, seriously. So by September, this game was the 2nd of September. So by then, obviously. I started to hear some rumors. I knew, in a way, this sounds weird cocky, but I knew I was 27, so quite experienced anyway, because I had a lot of injuries in my 20s, you know, which stopped my career a bit in Sweden. But by the time I was 27, so I knew it was a couple of actually English clubs, and then Celtic was in the mix. I think it was a Swiss club as well, you know, but who cares? No disrespect to Switzerland. But anyway, so obviously it wasn't me. Obviously, there was having the contact with clubs. You know how it is as agents. Even if I didn't have an agent until I was 25, actually, it wasn't that really. It wasn't something you had. You know, if you weren't a mega star when you were, you know, like when you were 18 or 19 or 20 years old already. But anyway, Henrik actually, by playing with him, because I played my first cap for Sweden in 1997 and started to play regularly with Henrik, you know, 98 Sweden. And obviously I knew he was doing well. He wasn't the king of kings already for me back then. He had to show it, you know, over the years. But it was, you know, he was doing well for Sweden, and he was selling the club in a brilliant way. Because back then I didn't really know that much about Celtic, except obviously, I mean, a club with, you know, fantastic supporters, a massive club that maybe in a way, don't get me wrong, it's too big for its country, football-wise, you know, because of the tradition and the history and the trophies, you know, the lions and all that. So I was still thinking about maybe I should go to Premier League, but because it was two clubs, you know, they weren't that great, probably like, you know. And you didn't? No, it was certainly not in the top 10, you know, so I wasn't really that interested in it, because Celtic sold the club that, you know, you're gonna have a chance to play in front of the, you know, probably best supporters in the world. It's always going to be a full house. You're gonna have a chance to play in Europe each year, you know, which obviously I hadn't been abroad, you know, myself back then, so obviously that was something that was on my list, you know, that was important to have a chance to play in either Champions League or obviously back then it was the UEFA Cup. And then obviously to play in a club that had a chance obviously to get a lot of game time as well, to keep my place in the Sweden squad, you know, so them things were really important to me, and Henrik sold it to me. So I came on a Thursday. The game, obviously, the 5-1 game was on Saturday, and this is a true story. On the Thursday, I fly in, you obviously have an agent, and Celtic declare me, they drive me to different, you know, I wouldn't say hospitals, but you know, I just had to do a lot of different medical stuff, you know, to show that I'm fit enough, and they were really worried, you know, because 1992 I had a cruciate ligament injury, so I probably had the screw still in there, you know. So also said, we're not going to be too sure. But everything went well, and really late on, because Fergus McCann was obviously at the helm of the club. and he was a fucking bastard to negotiate with. Absolutely, it was so difficult to negotiate with, but brilliant for the club. Absolutely, in a way, obviously, in a way, he saved the club because I didn't know that this until years after that time. That obviously the Celtic had were in mega problems in a couple of years before that. So fantastic, but it was really difficult for me anyway to get my contract over the line. It happened, and later on, all the places signed. We stayed in a hotel named close to East Kilbride, Starkis. I don't know if it's still there, but anyway, Friday morning, Henrik comes and picked me up in his car, And when you drive from Starkis or East Kilbride down to Celtic Park, you get the view of the hills, you can look down. And obviously, this is great, because it was great to obviously come in and train and meet all my new teammates and get it started, to get the feeling of the dressing room and all that, and obviously trainings. I didn't think about the game, I didn't think I was going to even, be involved. I thought I was going to just train on Friday, get a flight back, pack, a bit more clothes and bags and so on, and come back, and start my Celtic career. But Friday morning, driving down,